Ah. So we've just seen Sunday Morning, and we have the filmmaker here today. So would you like to introduce yourself and your role in the film?
Yes, my name is Carmine Tiberini. I'm the actor and producer of Sunday Morning.
So how did the concept of Sunday Morning come about?
Myself and Zhao, which is the director, we wanted to do something that it was queer related, obviously, and something that we didn't see much, and we decided to make it into a horror film because we never for our experience we never saw like a queer horror, and we started with that. Then we decided to make it with a Super 8 camera for the straight 8 competition, and through that, Xiao had this idea of this night party that went wrong for a couple, and this very normal guy that looked like very normal, but in the end has this dark side of himself, which is shown after it, and and then that's the idea.
Had you worked with film previously?
Yes, I mean mostly as an actor. This is my first time producing and also a bit of directing, but mostly it was Xiao on the directing side. But
And was there a reason you wanted to make the film specifically queer?
I mean, mostly because it's something that is close to me, and to Xiao as well, and because to make it more accessible as well for the community, to expand the idea of a queer film also being a horror film. I don't know, from my experience I just saw romantic queer film, and yeah, and that's it basically, and we wanted to expand that. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's great because I absolutely adore the horror genre. So to be able to have queer themed horror films, it's oh yes, it's everything. It's the absolute. It's a great combination. And how long did it take to shoot? Because with film, I imagine that there wasn't a lot of room for mistakes because you can't just keep going, can you? You have a finite amount of material. How long did it take?
I mean, it took to shooting just one day, but pre-production it took quite a long time, a month mostly, because as we shoot it, every shot it's our first take, and so we needed to kind of nail that on the spot, and luckily enough everything went quite well. They took just a whole day, probably 8 hours of shooting.
And was it relaxed on set, or was it quite tense because you had these 8 hours? Was it tense, or could you have fun?
We definitely have some fun, but it was mostly it was on the moment of I think when the camera was rolling that you could feel the sort of lifting up, from my experience as an actor in the short, it kind of remind me of theater when the curtains comes up and there is this kind of space where you're acting, and which sometimes you lose on digital cameras because you have a second take or a third one, instead of with this one because it was just one take. It's a bit like theater, and you could feel the lifting up and the tension in a way, but a good tension, and after it the kind of release and a more relaxed vibe will come in, and we could have a laugh about the shot and everything.
Would you work with film again, that experience of curtains open and you're going? Did that work for you, or would you rather have more freedom with digital cameras?
I will definitely do it again. it was an incredible experience as an actor and as well as a producer in a way. But yeah, I'll definitely do it again. It was like a very nice experience, very challenging and very very challenging.
Would you ever want to explore this story further? Would you want to take this and make it like a long suspense, or are you happy with it being this is the reveal?
I'm happy as it is now. Yeah, I think like it was born as a short film, and we're kind of happy like being like that in a way.
And do you have any plans to work with the director again?
Oh yes, definitely yes. Shao is like incredible. She's very creative, and on set she's very also. She's fun first of all, which is great to be honest. In such an environment, we need someone fun, and yeah, I was very amazed by her creativity. Like she would come up with like this idea of like. For example, it was on my sleeping mask, I had like a coat, which was like, it was a requirement basically for the straight edge competition, and we were like very, a bit stressing about like where to put it, and she was like, oh, this is gonna be the first shot, you just like, you can just write it on your sleeping mask. And I was like, oh my god, this is such a great idea, such a simple but great idea. And yeah, but to reply to your question, yeah, I would love to work with her again.
How has the audience reactions to the short been for you? Have you found that?
Mostly, I mean, I had that very positive reaction, especially by knowing that it was on film and there was no sound. People were very, very positive about it and very interested also in the way to film it on films and how it works. Because I mean, we grew up with digital cameras and phones, so it was, even for me, like stepping into it, it was like such a new place, and new things to learn about it. So yeah, I would say like curiosity into the filmmaking with a film.
So if someone were to come to you, very excited, they're going to make their first film on film, what piece of advice would you give them?
Practice a lot, and a lot of like, there is no minimum or maximum time that you can rehearse, and I would say like, yeah, take your time to sort of practice it, get everything ready so you're comfortable like on when you're on set, and also let it go if something goes wrong, like just let it go and let it be part of it, because eventually that's the nice part about making films.
And looking back at it on the big screen, is this the first time you've seen it on the big screen, or have you seen it elsewhere?
I've seen it elsewhere, but it wasn't this big, to be honest. Yeah.
How was it for you, like seeing it on a screen that size?
It was great. I was very concerned about like, oh, is there something that, am I gonna notice something that went wrong? I don't know, something like out of place. But yeah, it was great. It was a great experience.
That is good, because filmmakers do go in with that view of, oh, I would have changed that, oh, I spot this mistake. And you know, only a filmmaker will ever spot it. No, like you'll go over other people's heads, but not to dwell on anything you didn't like. What's the one thing within the short that you think that's it, that's the moment, that's the one that gives me goosebumps, that's the thing I'm proud of most?
I think the ending. Watching it on the big screen, I noticed like the ending, like I don't know, for the first time, like I was actually watching it as an audience member, I think, being detached from it, and I really enjoyed it. Like I don't know, it gave me goosebumps because like it's very like dark ending, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And where will this be available after its festival run? Is it going to go anywhere that people can watch it?
At the moment, it got selected at the Folkestone Film Festival, and we're still submitting it to film festival, and eventually we're thinking to upload it on some online streaming service, like I don't know which one, yeah, maybe YouTube or Vimeo.
And what are you working on next?
At the moment, I was part to another film shot on film. There we wrap up, like I think 2 weeks ago it was, or 3. So I'm very excited to see that as well. And I'm also I just finished writing a short film, a family queer drama, to keep it queer. And yeah, I'm working on producing that one.
So your short was one of the 2 films that were submitted at this festival that were shot on film, and one of the very small amounts of films that were horror themed. So please continue creating horror themed, queer horror films, because we need more of that. But thank you very much for coming down, for representing your film, and for having a Q&A with myself.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.